Hi, my name is Shannon Hawkins, and I am here to talk to you about a few books that I think you'll be able to enjoy as high school students. These books cover a wide variety of genres and topics, so you should be able to find one you enjoy. And this first one is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This book takes place during World War II in Germany and is told from the point of view of Death. Now, Death, he's usually minding his own business, trying not to pay attention to the living humans, but then he sees Liesl Memminger, the main character of the story, and he becomes fascinated with her. And he describes her as one of those perpetual survivors, an expert at being left behind. Now, Liesl really has had a lot of loss in her life. She has just lost her brother at the beginning of the book, and she's been abandoned by her mother and dropped off to live with people she doesn't even know. And she deals with this loss mainly by learning how to read. And her adoptive father teaches her how to read, even though he can barely read himself. And after she learns how to read, she really comes to love books because of the ideas in them. And this is especially incredible considering that all around her the Nazis are burning books because of these ideas. And so Liesl often has to resort to stealing books, which is why it is called The Book Thief. And while all this is going on, Max shows up to the door in the middle of the night. And Max is a Jew asking for help. And if anyone finds him, he will be killed or taken to a concentration camp. And anyone helping him will be punished also. Nevertheless, the family agrees to help him, and he hides in their basement for a couple years. And the whole time he's there, Liesl goes to school, does her chores, her normal daily stuff, and pretending like nothing's going on. And then at night she goes home and forms a strong bond with Max. And it's really incredible, and the characters in the story will just draw you in. And I can guarantee that you'll be brought to tears before the end. And if you don't believe me, just try reading The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. The next book we're going to talk about is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. This is a much more lighthearted read, but it still deals with how to handle grief, as well as many other things that we all deal with, like trying new things and getting out of our comfort zone. The main character of this story is Macy Queen. She has just lost her father a year and a half ago, and she has been dealing with this by trying to be perfect. A perfect student and a perfect daughter. For example, it's summer vacation and all she does is go to work during the day, and at night she goes home and studies for the SAT. But all this starts to change when spontaneously Macy starts working for a catering company, and the people who work with her are the opposite of how Macy has been acting lately. They are very quirky and chaotic, and they believe that if something hasn't gone wrong, then it's a bad sign. So they really teach Macy how to open up and have fun again, and how to be the person she used to be before her father died. And one member of the team in particular is Wes. Now, Macy's really able to open up to Wes. He had also lost a parent, so he understands how that feels. And they have a very interesting relationship. For example, early on in their relationship, they start playing a game called Truth, which is basically they have to ask each other really deep questions, and they have to tell the truth about it or lose the game. So they end up, because of this, finding out about each other's deepest secrets. And while all this is going on, Macy's mother is also dealing with grief and trying to stay in control, kind of like Macy was. And her mother starts seeing the changes in Macy, and she panics and she tries to pull her back again to how she was acting before as the perfect daughter. So Macy has a choice. She can either stay in control, not do anything, or take any chances, or she has a choice to start taking chances. So if this book sounds at all interesting to you, I encourage you to take a chance and read it and see if you like it. And again, this is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. The next book we'll be reading or talking about is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Now, the main character in this book also takes really big chances, but these chances could cost her life. And she has to ask herself the question, would she rather have a lot of power and be caged in and controlled by others, or would she be free but on the run? And the main character in this book is Alina. She has to start making choices like these when she finds out she is one of the Grisha. Now, this is a fantasy book in a completely made-up world. And in this world, the Grisha are people with magical powers, or one magical power, and they're usually discovered when they're children, and then they're taken, raised in comfort and wealth, and they are trained up in power. And so Alina finds out that she has power like the Grisha, and what's more is she is a sun summoner, which is a completely unique power. There's no one like this. And a sun summoner is someone with the power to control light, and this is the only power that's able to destroy the shadow fold, which is the darkness that has taken over the land. And so right after Alina is discovered with her power, she is immediately taken to go live with the rest of the Grisha. And she has very mixed feelings about this. Alina was raised as an orphan and then later sent off to be a soldier. So she has basically lived in poverty her whole life, and now she's around all these people who have only known comfort and wealth. And she's also dealing with having to leave her best friend Mal. She was raised with Mal, and he is the only person she can even consider being close to family. But she has been taken from him without a word. And what's also confusing Alina is that the Darkling has taken an interest in her. The Darkling is the most powerful of all Grisha. And she has heard rumors her whole life about his harshness and his cruelty, but for some reason the Darkling has been acting differently around her, acting kind and being very concerned about her, and she really is not sure who she can trust. And in the end, she has to make a lot of decisions about who she can trust and how she's going to use her power. So I encourage you to read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first in a series, so I must also warn you that you will be sucked in if you like fantasy books such as this. And that is all for the day, and thank you.